Before we begin, take a slow breath. Not a deep, forced breath. Just a natural one. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let yourself arrive here. Because what you're about to hear is not just a holiday reflection. It's a letter. A message. A remembering. A love letter to the part of you who has been waiting for far too long. Your inner child. The one who once believed in magic without trying. The one who once felt joy before earning it. The one who once saw wonder in everything. A snowfall, a quiet night, the glow of lights on a tree. Or the simple anticipation of something beautiful. This episode is your invitation to reconnect with that part of you. Not through memory alone, but through presence. Because wonder is not gone. It is waiting for you. And tonight, you will begin to hear it again. Welcome to part 1. The letter you never received, but always needed. Why the holidays touch you so deeply. Every holiday season, people say the same things. I don't know why I feel so emotional. I feel nostalgic and I don't understand it. This time of year pulls something up in me. I feel both happy and sad. I miss something I can't explain. That's not accidental. That's not weakness. That's not moodiness. It's your inner child speaking. The holidays carry emotional codes. Lights, scents, music, quiet evenings, familiar rituals. These cues bypass your adult defenses and reach the child in you directly. You may think you miss a certain time, or a certain place, or a certain person. But often, what you're missing is a certain you. The child you were before life became complicated. The child who once felt safe enough to feel everything fully. This episode is here to reconnect you with that version of yourself. The love letter begins. Imagine receiving a letter in the mail. Not from someone else, but from the younger you. The envelope feels soft. Your name is written in small, uneven handwriting, as if penned by someone who doesn't yet worry about being perfect. You open it. You unfold the page. And you begin to read. Here is what it would say. I've been waiting for you. Not for the adult you became, but for the you who once believed in wonder. I've missed you. I've missed the way you used to look at the world. Like it was full of surprises. I know you've gone through a lot since we last spoke. I know you've been strong for so long. I know you've carried things that were too heavy for me. But even now, after everything, there is still a spark inside you. And I'm still here, holding it. You pause, reading that line again. I'm still here. Something inside you softens. Because you can feel the truth of it. The childhood spark you didn't know you still had. You may think your inner child is distant, buried, faded, or unreachable. But they're closer than you know. They live in the way your chest warms at a familiar song. They live in the quiet happiness you feel at soft lights glowing in the evening. They live in the way your heart responds to kindness. They live in the small part of you that still wishes for magic. Adults often say, I don't feel wonder anymore. But wonder never disappears. It hides. It hides behind exhaustion. It hides behind responsibility. It hides behind the survival mode you lived in for years. It hides behind the pressure to be composed, capable, mature, calm, strong. Your inner child didn't leave. They simply learned to whisper instead of shout. But during the holidays, their voice grows louder. Because the holiday season awakens a frequency that your inner child understands deeply. And they are calling you home. Why your inner child still needs you. You grew up. You learned to carry yourself. You learned to hold things together. You learned to cope. You learned to endure. But your inner child didn't grow up with you. They stayed exactly where they were. Holding the softness, the innocence, the joy, the hope, and the wonder you left behind to survive adulthood. And now, through the feelings you've been noticing lately, the nostalgia, the ache, the longing, the tenderness, your inner child is trying to tell you, I don't need you to fix me. I just want you to remember me. This is why part 1 of this episode matters so much. It opens the door. It allows you to acknowledge the part of you that you forgot you needed. Not the strong part. Not the resilient part. Not the productive part. But the small, quiet, tender part, who still believes wonder is possible. The emotional truth of holiday longing. If you've ever felt a soft heaviness in December, like your heart is both full and empty at the same time, here is the truth. You are not longing for the past. You are longing for yourself. The version of you who once felt enough. The version of you who didn't analyze joy. The version of you who felt safe in small moments. The version of you who was allowed to be soft. The version of you who believed in something beautifully irrational. The version of you who knew love in its simplest form. That version of you is not gone. They're simply waiting in the quiet. Waiting for you to slow down. Waiting for you to listen. Waiting for you to open the letter. Waiting for you to breathe long enough to notice the glow inside you that never went out. Rediscovering wonder. Wonder is not a childish emotion. Wonder is a human one. The ability to feel awe. The ability to feel lifted. The ability to feel touched. The ability to feel moved by things larger than logic. Softness, beauty, mystery, possibility. Wonder keeps your heart alive. Your inner child doesn't want you to pretend everything is magical. They want you to remember that some things still are. A quiet night. A moment of warmth. A gentle breath. A small joy. A comforting memory. A surprising peace in your chest. A glimpse of yourself you didn't know you missed. Wonder is waiting. Not outside you, but within you. The letter continues. The voice of your inner child softens as you read. I know you had to grow up fast. I know things got hard and messy and painful. I know you did what you had to do to survive. But I didn't disappear. I saved the parts of you that were too precious to lose. Your laughter. Your hope. Your imagination. Your softness. Your sense of magic. I've been holding on to these things for you. And I'm ready to give them back. Your breath catches. Because these words feel like truth you didn't know you needed. Your inner child doesn't want you to become who you were. They want you to become who you still are. They want to walk with you into the rest of the season. Into the new year. Into the life you're building. But before that can happen, you must understand their story. And that is where part 2 begins. Before we continue, place a hand over your heart if it feels natural. Feel the warmth beneath your palm. Feel the quiet beating. Feel the presence of yourself. This is where wonder begins. Part 2 will take you deeper. Directly into the moment where you meet your inner child. Not through imagination alone, but through emotional truth. You will hear what they've been wanting to tell you. And you will feel something soften inside you. Something you may have forgotten you ever had. Part 2. Meeting the child who's been waiting for you. Take another quiet breath. Let the space around you soften. Let your body settle into the moment. Let your mind drift slightly inward, toward the part of you who has been waiting for years. To be acknowledged. To be seen. To be spoken to with tenderness. Because in this part of our journey, you are going to meet your inner child not as a concept, not as a metaphor, but as a presence. Someone real. Someone alive inside you. Someone who has been holding the pieces of your wonder. With patient, fragile hands. This is the child who wrote the letter in part 1. Now, it's time to meet them. Entering the quiet room within. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Picture yourself stepping into a room within your heart. A room that is warm, safe, softly lit. The kind of room you enter and exhale without thinking. The lighting is gentle, golden, comforting. It feels like early morning or late evening. The hour where the world grows still. And something sacred can finally be felt. In the far corner of the room, you see them. Your younger self. Small. Gentle. A little shy. But unmistakably familiar. They are sitting on a cushion or the floor. Knees pulled close. Hands wrapped around their legs. Not scared. Not angry. Not hiding. Just waiting. Waiting for you. You take a step toward them. And they look up. Their eyes widen. Not in fear, but in recognition. Like they've been waiting for this moment far longer than you realize. The first words. You approach slowly. You kneel down so you're at their level. They watch you with a seriousness that doesn't match their age. The seriousness of a child who had to grow up far too soon. And then they speak. I didn't know if you would come. Their voice is soft. Almost fragile. A lump forms in your throat before you can stop it. Because a part of you knows it's true. You've been gone for a long time. Not intentionally, not cruelly, but because life demanded too much. You swallow and answer quietly. I'm here now. The child nods slowly, studying your face. You can feel their hope. You can feel their fear. You can feel their longing woven into every breath. What your inner child remembers that you forgot. You sit beside them. Not close enough to crowd them, but close enough to feel the warmth of their presence. They glance at you. Do you remember what it felt like? They say softly. When everything seemed magical? You inhale sharply, because a memory suddenly rises inside you. Not a perfect moment, but a feeling. A feeling of wonder. A feeling of excitement. A feeling of softness and belief. And anticipation. And safety. A feeling you didn't even know you missed. Your inner child watches your face. You used to feel that, they say. You used to wake up excited. You used to imagine big things. You used to believe anything could happen. You nod, because something inside you recognizes this truth, even though adulthood buried it. Your inner child continues. And then things got harder. And you had to grow up. And you had to be strong. And you had to be careful. And you had to stop dreaming so loudly. They looked down, toying with the edge of their sleeve. You stopped believing in magic. So I held on to it for you. Your breath falters. The child looks up again. Their eyes filled with something deeper than sadness. Something like love. I saved your wonder, they say. I kept it safe. The hidden price of growing up. The child shifts slightly, pulling their knees closer. You grew so fast, they whisper. And when things hurt, I didn't know how to help. You feel it, the ache behind their words. Because as you grew older, you learned to protect yourself. By shutting down the softest parts of your heart. You hid your wonder. You hid your excitement. You hid your joy. You hid your dreams. You hid your hopes. You hid your need for tenderness. You hid your need to be cared for. Not because you wanted to lose these things, but because you had to. Your inner child felt every moment of it. They weren't angry. They weren't resentful. They were alone. Alone with feelings too big. Alone with dreams too fragile. Alone with hopes too vulnerable. They learned to protect your spark. The only way they knew how. By hiding it deep inside. And they've been waiting for you. To come retrieve it. What your inner child needs you to know. Your younger self looks at you again. I'm not upset, they say. I understand why you left. You blink, surprised. The child nods. You did what you had to do. You were trying to protect me. You were trying to protect us. They scoot slightly closer. But I don't want to hide anymore. Your heart tightens. Because in their eyes, you see the version of yourself who once felt everything fully. The version you've been missing without knowing it. They place a hand on your knee. I don't need everything to be perfect, they say quietly. I just need you to see me. I need you to talk to me. I need you to remember me. I need you to let me feel things again. You breathe in deeply, feeling a warmth slow bloom in your chest. This child isn't asking for the past. They're asking for connection, for attention, for softness, for presence. They're asking for love. The moment you reclaim wonder, the child reaches into their pocket and brings out something small. It's a tiny glowing spark, golden, warm, flickering gently. They hold it out to you with open palms. This is the wonder you lost, they say. I've kept it safe. But I can't carry it alone anymore. You stare at the spark. It isn't dramatic or bright. It's subtle, quiet, alive. And when you place your hands around it, you feel it. A feeling like warmth spreading through your chest. A feeling like something waking up inside you. A feeling like remembering. Your inner child smiles softly. That's yours, they say. It always was. And then almost shyly. I'm ready for you to have it back. A new chapter begins. You sit there for a while, holding the spark, feeling its warmth. Your inner child leans against you gently, not as a burden, but as a homecoming. They whisper, please don't forget me again. Take me with you. Into the holidays. Into the new year. Into your days. Your choices. Your moments. Your heart softens in a way it hasn't in years. Because for the first time in a long time, you realize that wonder isn't something you must create. It's something you allow. It's something you return to. It's something you remember. It's something you choose. It's something you protect. It's something you carry. And your inner child is offering you the map home. In the final part of this journey, you will learn how to keep this spark alive. How to nurture it. How to carry your inner child forward. How to bring wonder into your daily life. How to walk into the new year with softness instead of pressure. How to make room for inner peace that lasts long after the holidays end. The love letter continues. Not as words on a page, but as a partnership between who you were and who you are becoming. Part 3. Walking forward together. Keeping the spark alive. Take one more slow breath. Let everything you felt in Part 1 and Part 2 settle inside you. The letter from your younger self. The moment you entered that quiet inner room. The spark they handed back to you. The way your chest softened. The way something long asleep finally stirred again. Because Part 3 is not just an ending. It's a beginning. It's where you learn how to carry your inner child forward. How to stay connected. How to keep the wonder alive. How to protect the spark you've reclaimed. And how to let it guide you into the rest of this holiday season. And into the new year with a gentler, steadier heart. This is where the love letter becomes a relationship. A partnership. A reunion. Welcome to Part 3. Walking forward together. Standing up together. In the quiet inner room where you met your younger self, you slowly rise to your feet. Your inner child stands too. Not behind you. Not beneath you. But beside you. They slip their small hand into yours. Not out of fear, but out of trust. This is the moment something shifts inside you. For years, you believed you were walking alone. Carrying things alone. Facing holidays alone. Trying to be strong alone. But now you walk with the part of you who remembers what joy feels like. The part of you who still knows how to hope. The part of you who still believes in magic. In possibility. In wonder. Your inner child is not here to drag you backward. They are here to walk you forward. With softness. With honesty. With truth. With courage. With warmth. Because the future isn't supposed to be carried by your mind alone. Your inner child carries the heart. A promise that changes everything. As you stand together, your inner child looks at you. Their eyes both innocent and knowing. Can I ask you something? They say quietly. You nod. Your breath slows. The room seems to hold its own stillness. The child squeezes your hand gently. Will you try? They ask. Will you try to keep me with you? Your throat tightens. Because this is not a demand. Not a plea. Not a request for perfection. Just a simple question from the part of you who has waited a long time to be remembered. You kneel so your eye level again. You hold their gaze. And you answer in the only way that feels true. I'll try. Not perfectly. Not every moment. But I will try. Your inner child smiles. Not a big, dramatic smile. But the small kind that carries enormous relief. Because they don't need perfection. They need presence. They don't need you to become a kid again. They need you to stay connected. They don't need every day to be magical. They just need to know you're here. Trying to stay soft. Trying to stay open. Trying to stay gentle with yourself. Trying to remember the spark you now carry. Trying to let wonder breathe again. The child nods. That's enough, they say. And you feel it. You feel the truth of it. Trying is enough. How to carry your inner child into real life. You slowly leave the quiet inner room together. Not abandoning the place. Not closing the door. But simply stepping forward into the rest of your life. And this is where the real journey begins. Keeping your inner child with you doesn't mean you must always be cheerful, always optimistic, always glowing with joy. It means something much simpler and much more real. It means you listen to your feelings instead of dismissing them. It means you give yourself rest without guilt. It means you pause before pushing yourself into exhaustion. It means you honor your sensitivity instead of apologizing for it. It means you let small joys matter again. A warm drink, soft lights, a quiet evening, A piece of music that moves you. A memory that brings comfort. A moment of stillness where you breathe instead of brace. It means you allow wonder back into your life. In tiny, ordinary ways. Because wonder isn't found in perfection. Wonder is found in the pauses. In presence. In noticing. Your inner child will guide you there. If you let them. A holiday love letter you give back. In part 1, you received a love letter from your inner child. A letter filled with remembering and truth. Now in part 3, you begin writing one back. But you don't need a pen. You don't need paper. Your letter is written through choices. Moments where you honor yourself. Instead of abandon yourself. Your love letter sounds like, I'm listening. I'm here. You matter to me. You're safe with me now. I see you. You don't have to hide anymore. You don't have to carry this alone. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to hope. Every time you speak to yourself with kindness, you are writing that letter. Every time you choose softness over self-criticism, you are writing that letter. Every time you pause to breathe, to notice beauty, to let yourself feel wonder, you are writing that letter. And this is how you keep your inner child close. Not through rituals you must perfect, but through love that is gentle and daily. A new holiday tradition. Bringing wonder back. This holiday season doesn't need to be dazzling or dramatic. To be meaningful. It only needs to be honest. It only needs to include moments. Small ones. Where your inner child feels held. Maybe it's lighting a candle in the evening. And letting the soft glow calm your mind. Maybe it's drinking a warm beverage. And imagining your inner child sitting beside you. Maybe it's listening to a song that once made your heart feel warm. Maybe it's doing one small thing that your younger self would be delighted by. Maybe it's simply letting yourself breathe without rushing to the next task. These tiny moments turn into quiet miracles. They become the foundation of a gentler, more peaceful life. A life where wonder isn't a past memory, but a present companion. A life where your inner child doesn't wait for you. They walk with you. The final moment in the quiet room. Before we close this journey, return for a moment to that inner room. You see your inner child beside you, smiling softly. Your spark glows inside your chest. You place a hand over your heart and feel the warmth. You whisper to them and to yourself, I will carry you with me. The child takes your hand, leans gently against your side, and whispers back, and I will remind you of who you've always been. You exhale. The room fades, not disappearing, but settling gently into the background of your spirit. You return to this moment. Present, grounded, warm. Wonder is no longer hidden. It is home. Thank you for spending this time with your inner child. For listening to their letter. For meeting them in the quiet. For reclaiming your spark. And for beginning the journey of carrying wonder into your daily life. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of a gentler chapter. One where softness is allowed. Where joy returns in small, quiet ways. And where inner peace becomes something you build from within. If this episode touched you, I have something that will take you even deeper. You can download my free mini book, Coming Home for the Holidays. A Gentle Inner Child Awakening. It was created specifically to help you reconnect with your inner child. Understand your holiday emotions. Bring softness into the season. Feel grounded, warm, and seen. The link is in the description. If you want more content like this, inner child healing, emotional peace, holiday reflections, gentle self-discovery, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone who might need a moment of softness this season. Thank you for listening. Onder has been waiting for you.